Welcome to the Up and Up podcast. Today in studio, live in person, is Reba from the Gilead House. I'm so excited, Reba, because you are my mentor.
Yeah, we go way back. Way back.
Yeah, we did some ministry in the jail one time, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa,
Yes,
we had some fun times.
I
brought a pink cape, if I
you did.
remember
Yes,
right.
you was flying around saving folks.
We have a lot of fun saving lives, don't
yes,
we?
We try anyway.
I love it.
We try
Tell me, what is Gilead House for those that don't know what you do?
The Gilead House is a treatment center, and we provide treatment 3 days a week, skill center. We have a mental health counselor, Dr. John Rudy from Trinity. I thank God.
Yes.
He came out of retirement to be our clinical director, and we house 27 women.
Whoa.
They stayed there for 3 months, 27 women. And we provide everything but their cigarettes. We don't buy their cigarettes for them. But like I said, we provide the food, deodorant, and everything. And they come through the criminal justice system. Most of them do. But I want to put a little earmark here, because if someone is not in the criminal justice system, but they know that they're addict and they need help, we love to try to help them before they get there.
That's great.
And so we will have to take a little discount on our pay. If they've got Medicaid, then we can bill their Medicaid and get for the social services. And we kind of have to eat the housing, which costs us. But they come through housing, probation officers, attorneys. They come from everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah. There's not a lack of clients to take care
No,
of.
but we do find in the summertime, some people don't mind being homeless. And so our count is pretty low, and that hurts us, because financially the expenses are the same no matter what.
Yeah, so we need to get those people
Yes, we do.
into
change
treatment.
lives. Changing
Yes.
lives. We need to talk about changing lives here, and helping our children be better and things of that nature. Yes.
No, I totally agree. And these are mamas and
Yes.
grandmas.
Yes, they are.
And
Yes, they
so
are. Yes, they are.
we need to make sure that, they have all the skill sets to be able to go out and start that life over again.
Yeah, we want to
because
have a better
typically they've
quality of
lost
life.
everything.
They have. They come to us. One lady's 53, and she said, I don't even have an end table. So she's really, and I encourage the women, we go to jail, I've been going to jail now for 23 years, every Tuesday morning, and I encourage the ladies to come out now, because some of them have waited too late.
Yeah.
I mean, their health is so bad. I said that we'll be able to get them a couch and a cat, and that may be all they're going to have in life. And that's so sad, and they really regret that, because they realize they've missed life. They really have.
Yeah, it just went a total different direction. And if we can get them set earlier in life, then not only do they have life, and a quality of life, but then the family as a whole can come back together.
And there's something to having a better life.
Yeah.
We have women that say, oh, I'm so thankful. I was living in a warehouse, getting high, spending $10,000, $12,000 hiding out. And now we've introduced them to a better way of life. And they're so happy. The difficulty sometimes is staying there, because housing and all the other things. But they're so happy that they now don't have to look over their shoulder when the police go past.
Yes.
Their children are coming to visit them on Saturdays at the Gilead House, and we took them to the fair last week, and we do the best we can.
Yes.
And the children are happy, and there's just something about a better quality of life.
Well, and I find that once folks have gone through treatment and a housing situation like a 90-day stay like you're talking about, that they're very grateful for whatever they get. It doesn't matter that it's dreary outside. I'm just grateful for another day.
Well, we should have named the Gilead House It's Better Than Jail. Because when the women come, they're so thankful they can at least sit outside in the sun, and they can smoke their cigarettes, and they have some freedom. And I said, no one should want to be in jail all their life. I'm sorry, that's not what God's design was, for people to be incarcerated all their life. That's not it. So we're thankful to be able to do that.
Well, and to be honest with you, incarceration can scar people when they're really needing healed from trauma.
Yes.
And the trauma, and being a trauma-informed care environment that you are, that's a necessary thing. So when we think about that, and we can overcome our trauma, I am a child of trauma, but overcoming that and, you seeing how you can perform and do work and lead others actually builds your recovery.
Sure it does. And our women have been through so much trauma. I mean, they've been 96% have been molested as children, and not just once, many sold into, and the sex slave thing, even though it wasn't some organization. Do relatives, they didn't tell anybody.
No.
They don't have any self-worth. They don't believe they're worth telling, or nobody believed them.
Yep.
Or they got separated from the family when they did tell, sent them over here to live, but they kept the perpetrator in the house. And there's just so many things that happen. I cry for them. When they read their stories, I cry. I said, I am so sorry that you weren't loved as a daughter, because you deserve to be loved.
Yes.
They deserve to be loved. They deserve to be cared for, and they deserve to be nurtured in life. And it breaks my heart when I hear how they've been treated, really.
I know.
And then we have
It's
the
true.
children who are raising themselves,
Yeah.
So then we get that difficulty. A child comes in and they've raised themselves. Mom and dad wasn't there, maybe got up. One young lady said, my parents left the house at 6 o'clock in the morning, come back 10 o'clock at night. So I raised myself. So, when you raise yourself, you made your own guidelines.
Yeah.
So that makes it difficult when you come to the Gilead House and we have our guidelines.
You got rules. You've got to live by the rules.
Sometimes we back and forth for a while sometimes. and I have an understanding of where they've been, but I can't allow it. I just can't allow you cussing people out and getting up when you want and not when class starts. And so it's really difficult. It's very difficult, but we continue to try. And we know we're helping a great deal of women.
You are helping a great deal and have helped a great deal of women. So we know that, the difficulty is making sure that those beds are filled.
Yes.
With whoever is accepting and wanting treatment. You're catering to women.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if they're 18 to 65, 90 years old. We take them. So the other thing that I think about is, what does the future hold for the Gilead House?
Well, we're looking for a successor for me. Not complete, but maybe to come in, because, I am the maintenance man, and I'm the plumber, I'm the light person, I'm the human resource
Yes,
person,
you
too.
are.
I mean, I'm everything.
You're the umbilical cord that holds it together,
I'm
girl.
the housing person and everything. We have staff that takes care of the treatment. But like I said, we are doing some interviewing because we want to at least take some of the load off of me, because I am 83. And agencies have said they really don't want to give to us anymore unless they do have a successor. And I understand that. I have no problem with that. I've also just told the young lady I put in a grant for a grandparent caregivers grant. And I really want that program brought to Howard County. Other cities have it. These people are struggling. Dr. Steele tells us the amount of deaths, and we read that and we hear of that. But we don't talk about the carnage that's left behind.
No, there's grandparents, and even in my church, there is great-grandparents that are raising children that are 3 to 9 years old. And you're like, my goodness, teaching potty training at 80-something or 70-something is got to be a trick.
And they don't have the energy. And so what happens if we maintain them, we keep them a roof over their head and food on the table. But the lacking is intentional parenting. These children need intentional parenting. I helped raise my two my grandson's gone. And so I said, I helped raise my 2 great-grandchildren, and I paid for tutoring to make sure that she's tutored. And my daughter and I, we were together.
Yeah, don't have me teach new math.
No,
I'm an old math girl, not a new math girl. But
and just so many things, and we have so many more things. We went to see the movie Freedom.
Oh,
we took all the women there, and so we have so many things we have to watch out for. And someone who's 75 and 80, the terms have not attention deficit and attachment disorder, those things that these children are struggling with and acting out in school because of. These parents don't know this stuff. They don't know how to deal with this. I mean, they don't. If they're not in the business, they wouldn't know.
That's true.
And they don't recognize the symptoms. I know when my 2 great-granddaughters came to live with us, and they were arguing among themselves, and their dad said, well, what's wrong with them? And I said, well, they can't smoke a joint, they can't smoke a cigarette, and they can't drink a beer. But they are having chaos because they've had to leave their school. The school shut down. They've lost their friends. Now they're moving to a new city. And I said, they're in turmoil. But they don't know what to do. So they were fighting among themselves. And so this is what happens with our children. And our great-grandparents are exhausted. They are exhausted. I know I'm exhausted. And so here they are. And I want to get in there and talk about some resources that might help them. But I also think sometimes if we just let people know we appreciate what you're doing. We appreciate it. I know it's not what you signed up for.
Nope.
I was telling Reverend Lee.
It's
but it's manageable.
And
we have to get down to where life is manageable. This is not what I signed up for, but it's manageable.
Well, it takes a village. When somebody is seeking recovery to get treatment for what they're going through and deal with the back trauma. then you've got the parents, you've got the grandparents, you've got the children, and then you may have the individual that you're dealing with. Yes. But it does bring a whole level of, and there are support groups. There are lots of different support groups for loved ones that are affected by those in addiction. I don't know how many times I've gotten a call from a mama or a grandma, and my boy's being treated awful in jail, and it's this and it's that, and I go, okay. I understand that. But if they're in jail, we know they're alive.
They're alive.
And that's, and that's a hard thing to say to a loved one, isn't it? Because they feel like you're cold-hearted, but it's really truth.
When parents call me and they say, my daughter or son's in jail, I tell them, you got to remember, God is trying to change them. And let's take it spiritually from me. God is trying to change them. And so setting them down, and one week I was in jail and the women were arguing among themselves in class, and God said, tell them, I said, get quiet. And so they got quiet, and God said, I could have laid you out, but I set you out.
Ooh.
And so boy, it got real quiet, because if you're still alive, you're blessed. And I'd let parents know God is trying to change them. Quit enabling them. You think you're helping. Don't put the money on the books. Don't bail them out. God is trying to use these situations. You're over here in the bedroom praying, God, change my son. And then when God lets them go to jail, son or daughter, you bail them out. And God said, you interfered. You interfered with what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to change them. And I'm going to tell you what, I've been at this a long time, and I find people do not change because of anybody else. They change when they don't like their circumstances.
Oh,
when they don't like their personal suffering. They don't care that grandma's broke. They don't care that I'm broke. They don't care that grandpa's broke. They don't care about that. We'd like to think they would, but they don't. But when they don't like their circumstances, that's when they begin to think about change.
Yeah, they have their bottom's not your bottom. And it's not the parents' bottom. It's their bottom. And their bottom could be destitute on the street and nothing to eat, and nothing to drink, and nobody wanting to accept them. And so, I really tip my hat to you with the years that you've put in. And you are building a real reward in heaven with all that you're doing.
I want to tell you, a father asked me one time, he said, well, when I quit enabling, who hurts the most? And I said, you both hurt. I said, because she hurts because she doesn't know how to do anything, and you hurt because she's struggling. But it's necessary. It's just necessary. In order to get the change that we need, we have to let them suffer.
Well, and that's the way you change a story.
Yeah.
To be grateful and relevant and submissive, and the change happens when people are in that pain point. So,
well, if I can, we have a podcast of our own.
Yes,
on Kokomo Lantern, and I did it because I wanted parents to think about things. It's called "Take Your Hand Off the Pause Button."
Ooh,
and
I like that.
The reason I did that is I want family members to go on with their lives. I believe this is a tool of the enemy. This whole thing, go on with their lives, even though they have an addict in the family. When the addict gets ready for help, the addict will get help.
Amen.
Meanwhile, take your hand off the pause button and go on and do whatever you've been called to do in life, and not just suffer and not do anything because you have an addict in the family.
Yeah, it's almost like a shock, and like you just stand still and you don't move. Well, no. Keep on trucking. Yeah. There's a journey in this.
There is.
I agree with you 100%. So take your hand off the pause button. They can find it where?
Kokomo Lantern.
Kokomo Lantern. So please tune in for that podcast. It's some great information. We believe every one of you have unlimited potential. Thank you for joining this podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode. The episode is funded by the Community Foundation of Howard County. Special thanks to the Hunt Family Fund, which was used to fund this grant. And now back to the Up and Up podcast. Welcome back to the Up and Up podcast, where we believe that you have unlimited potential. We have Nevaeh here today. And so Nevaeh has joined us. And how long have you been a part of the Up program?
I've been a part of the Up program for about 2 years.
Wow. How old are you?
I'm 15.
Tell me what's something useful that you're going to take on in your life.
Well, I've learned a lot of worth ethics. I've learned a lot about how to save money. I've learned a lot with spending money, and it's helped me all in all with moving on in the future.
Wow. Now, saving money is a big one. Managing money is a whole nother level. So what have you done with your money?
Well, I mainly save my money, but I put it inside of a CD for 9 months.
A CD?
Yeah.
Wow. At how old?
15.
Okay. I didn't even know about CDs at 15 years old. So that's impressive. I love that. And my understanding is that you not only go to school full time, obviously, with your high school education. And so what else do you do out in the community?
Well, I also have 2 jobs. And I don't know, I really like man up, I'm not gonna lie. Those are really all that I do.
So you do 2 jobs on top of our work?
Yes.
Okay, that's impressive. So where do you work at?
I work at Sonic and Culver's.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, they must know how good of a worker you are. So you are pulling down the money.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. Eligible woman right here. No, I'm just kidding. So tell me, what's one of the most memorable moments with Kokomo Urban Outreach that you've had over this last couple of years?
Well, I'm not really sure. I really just like going out and meeting a lot of new homeowners because they're all very kind and they all teach me something new.
Some of the things that the homeowners have taught you that you're going to take away that you thought were interesting.
Well, they teach me that at the end of the day, you do need to take care of yourself. They teach me that, well, if you can't do it, you can have somebody else help you. It's not a bad thing to have help from other people.
Ooh, I love that. That's like a little nugget right there. I'm going to hold on to that one. You know, you don't have to just take care of yourself. You can ask other people for help. Now, see, at this age, to have that wisdom, that's amazing. So, Deanna, you work with Deanna down at the Makerspace, and you are probably one of the leaders down there. The Makerspace is, what kind of place is that?
Well, the Makerspace, you have a lot of opportunities to do things that you like with creativity. You can paint, draw. We make door swags and wreaths. It's really fun, and it's really nice to let your creative side out there.
I was going to say the Cricut is a scary machine for me. I'm not going to lie. You got to have a programming degree to be able to get the Cricut to do anything that you want it to do. There are some people who have managed that. Sherry is not one of those people. Is that a real thing? The Cricut, is it hard?
I mean, it's not that hard. It can be a little difficult to learn, but after you learn it, it can be easy.
So there's a lot of programming to it to make it come out the way you want it to be. Oh my, wow. So when you're down there, my understanding is that you are kind of real artist. You are an artist.
I try.
And I've heard that you can draw freehand. What's some things that you've done?
Well, I do stuff depending on like the season or whatever is popular at the moment, or just stuff that I like. I've done a lot of stuff for fall. I've done pumpkins. I've done stuff for winter, like I've done a snowman. I've done trees. I really like doing like landscapes, like trees with just like a nice little background, and then like we put words over it or something. And I just do stuff like that.
That is really super cool. And there is something that you just did on the veteran side.
Yes.
That is pretty neat that we're getting ready to sell, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
I did a silhouette of an army man.
That's awesome. And I was going to say, as a surprise for you and your artistic side, the art gallery has an artist. Her name is Ramona Daniels, and she is very recognized in the Kokomo community. I did speak to her on your behalf, and she would love to mentor you in her studio.
I think that would be great. I feel like that could really help me in a lot of different ways with art. Because I'm not the best. I like doing art, but I'm not the best. There are a lot of places that I can improve, and I feel like that would be good.
I just want you to be able to be as successful as you want to be as an artist, and I want to invest in you. And the best way I can do that is connect you with another artist and let her kind of help you develop what you want in the landscapes or any other area. So that's something that's coming up, and we're going to set an appointment, and we're going to go and see her studio, and you'll be able to set up your own times with her. Well, I just want you to know how proud I am of you with saving your money, the CD, working 2 jobs. I mean, you really are not only managing your time, managing your resources, and, becoming that self-reliant adult that really is our mission, right? So tell me, what are you saving points for, and what are you saving your money for?
I'm saving my money for a car because I'm about to be able to drive.
Woo! You're in driver's ed now,
Yes.
so you'll be on the streets soon. This is exciting. What kind of car are you looking for?
I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Just something that runs,
Yeah.
gets me to and from. I get it. I
long as it
understand.
works.
That's the kind of lady I am. Just wondering, with Kokomo Urban Outreach, is there anybody there that has mentored you and done a lot, and so therefore maybe you're not only got somebody in your side pocket there that helps you, and then also, what have you learned about yourself?
As for the mentors, I think everybody there is great and all of them help. They really are great and they really do try to be there for you. And I really like it. It's very comforting, and I don't really talk there, but I do love hearing what everyone has to say.
You are quiet, no doubt about it. But I know that you personally have grown over this last 2 years inside yourself. So tell me what things you've noticed that you've grasped onto.
Well, before Man Up, I would not really do anything. I wasn't really big on sports or anything. I would really just sit home and watch Netflix. I didn't really have much to do. Doing Man Up, it helped me know that I don't really like being in the house. I like doing activities and sports. Hanging out with friends is fun, but I really like getting out and doing things.
That's awesome. That's great. So that's something that you've taken away and really realized. And, I think about at your age, there's a lot of adults that are Netflixing, right now and caught up on series and stuff. So I feel that, and I love that get out thing. So that's kind of really neat. What is something that you see in your future now that you might not have been visible with before?
I'm definitely very determined now. I really like going out there for what I believe in, and if I really want something, I will go and get it. Before, I would be just very shy, and I wouldn't like going out and doing anything, but Man Up has really helped me.
That's awesome. So what you're saying is it's just kind of helped you come out of your shell and realize what you can conquer and do. And I'm really grateful for that. So thank you so much for sharing your story and using your voice to speak up for the next generation. That's what this is all about. The Up and Up podcast is about showing you who the leaders are for the next generation and their unlimited potential. And we believe you have that unlimited potential as well. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Up and Up Show.